Today, we're going to make a flying platform. It's going to be controllable with your hand. You'll have this remote control, and you'll note as my hand turns, so does the vehicle. I can move my hand up to move up, and then down to move down. And if I let go of the controller, after 15 seconds, it's going to return to its original position. And then the next player can ride it. I have specifically not set it up to change rotation, so it's going to stay at the rotation it was at, but because it's not rotating in any other direction and it stays horizontal, I'm not super worried about that. When the world starts, we set the origin position of self, that's the controller, because this script runs on the controller, and the origin position of the moving object, so we save those. When index trigger up with players received, we send event return to self with a 15-second delay, and then when return is received, we move to the original position and we move to the original position too on both objects, moving them back. Let's talk about how this controller works. Well, when the controller is grabbed, you press the index trigger, and the first thing it's going to do is it's going to cancel sending return. So if you just let go of it and you pick it back up, it's not going to return to position. We set PL, which is a player ID variable, to be player, so we save that player, and then we send event loop to self. And it's important to note that when you let go of the index trigger, so you let go of the controller, we also cancel sending event loop. In our loop event, the first thing we're going to do is create a vector, which is the direction of the player's right hand, without calculating the rotation up or down, left or right. So to do that, we are grabbing the X and Z, but not the Y, out of the right hand forward of player. We're leaving the Y value at 0, so that way players don't fall off, because Horizon doesn't really want you rotating players, and so if you have the rotation matching the rotation of the hand, they're easily going to fall off, and that would ruin the flight. So we don't do that. You do not need to use vector in motion. If you're just going to use the X, Y, and Z of the right hand, you can just drag this right hand of forward of player right here. So we look towards that vector with and up of 0, 1, 0. This makes sure it's always pointing straight up. And then we do this over time, which we currently have set to 0.2 seconds, and that's on our moving object. So now we are constantly rotating our moving object in the direction of the player's hand. We then move with the forward of the player's right hand, divided by speed, which is currently set to 2, so it's slowing it down over time on moving objects. This is going to allow you to move forward. We then send a loop to self after the time of 0.2 seconds, and it just continuously goes through this, constantly updating based on what the current right-hand position is. Look at the variables. So we have the moving object, which is an object variable, the PL player ID variable. We have time, which is a number variable, vector in motion, which is a vector variable, speed, which is a number variable, original position and original position 2, which are both vector variables. Down here on our controller, you'll see that we have it as interactive, grabbable, but no physics, so we don't lose the controller. We then also have moving object tied in, so we've dragged the reference cable from that. And that's it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!